Hello, 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 and welcome to the Quiver channel. I'm Jason, your host. I'm just setting up everything. We'll take a few bits and pieces. Put the camera in place. There we are. The camera is in place. Okay. Now we need to just turn it on. Set up the new. Right. With that, we need to just get there. No. Just got to change the IP address of the camera because the router changed. So IP address of the camera. Okay, we are just. Ooh. Okay, so activate. I'm going to check that, put this over here like that. Let it stabilize. There. Hello there, Dark Jaws. We have technician, and the router is even stable down here, so no more of that glitchiness that we had. Well, no more than normal. How are you feeling today, Dark Jaws? Have my tablets? Oh. Ball. Pretty balls in the ooh, okay. So we're going to have sausages, potatoes, and carrots. And seeing as the sausages take the longest to cook, we're going to get them started first. So let me just turn on the air fryer. Oh, the air fryer is going. We have the sausages started. And now it's the potatoes. The potatoes, we're going to do all everyday potatoes, just watered or whatever, just so that they can. More potato. There we are. Potatoes. Potatoes are done. Doing. Just getting all the water together so we can just blend it for a little meal of happiness. Okay. Oh, so there. Just on top. Okay. Now we do the carrot. Now we put the carrots in. The carrot shall go in. Carrot. If I have to run to the front door, the dogs go crazy because I'm expecting a courier to pick up parcels that don't go out. Like items I've sold on eBay. I'm doing like my electronics spring clean. Feels really good to get rid of some of this stuff that I won't use anymore, but others could get use out of. I don't like to throw away anything, but I would prefer someone else gets use out of. Oh, we've got the right socket. Hello there, poisonous Tony. Yay! You're here. You are here. You're doing the potatoes already cooking. And the carrots are going to be cooking soon. Into them. Oh. Carrots are over there. On top. Bada bing, bada boom. Whee. That's not good. But then again, I get to see you. Yay. But yeah, insomnia that can be horrible. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, poisonous carnage. What is this? Yay, I'm glad. Because the international one's going really well. Having the munchies that we can have at a time which is better for most people is so much better, nicer. I'm still going to be waking up at 2 a.m. in them on Friday and Saturday so that I can go to the other ones. But that's because I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I'm forever taking soup very well. So yeah, it looks like I will be able to afford a what is it? A Quest Pro within the next month. That's the big thing. Everything's coming up chicken soup rendering. Twinkies. So we've got sausages cooking over there in the air fryer, because it seems I can handle sausages even if they're cooked as in fried, but only if they're fried in an air fryer, so that there's no extra fat in them and that. So I seem to be splendiferously okay at the moment. I've really enjoyed doing some cleanup and cleaning up some of my technology stuff and selling things that I know that I won't use anymore. It's always hard for someone who's into technology to get rid of anything, but it's going to make room for other stuff. I don't know what time it is for you over there, because it's at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. for people in the UK, and so on. I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. Yeah, air fryers on. I mean, my air. Gotta go to. Okay. So that's 3 of the parcels are going off the people. Yay. Ding dong. Yeah, one of the... So yes, that was... There's one more parcel that's got to go out, but that's going out of the country. So that's okay, apart from that. But yeah, I've really enjoyed going through all my technology and looking at the stuff that I'll never use again. So I can make room for buying more technology. This is the thing. We sell the technology so we can buy the technology. This is a good thing. So what's your laptop specs? Not yours. I mean, the nice thing is I don't need as many backups because my kitchen setup is amazing. It's all based on the Steam Deck. I mean, look, the Steam Deck is running everything down here. It's doing OBS. It's got another monitor connected to it, and it's doing the stream chat and everything. So my Steam Deck using SteamOS 3 is an excellent media program, and I've got my mic and everything. And over here, I've got my Samsung 8 if I need it. And I've got basically, this is my backup streaming setup, is using the Steam Deck, which is all my zero power setup, which means I can run this if the power goes out because I've got... Yeah, that's nice. That's freaking nice. That'd give any desktop a run for the money. Dark Jaws. That is a kick-ass little setup. I mean, people say that you can't game in that on a laptop, but laptops these days... My veggie cam is cut off. It isn't. Still there. It's still there. The veggie cam is there. You may need to reload your stream if you're not seeing the veggie cam. Let's be honest about it. If you've got a laptop that's got those specs, what do you mean it's halved? I don't know what you mean by halved. No, it's just a different resolution. No, it's just a different resolution. It only needs to be on those two areas. I've specifically got it set like that. They're the only two items that are on the actual other. When you've got a machine that's got a spec like that, and yes, using a cooling pad, you are actually running a system that not many things will ever max out. Even though as long as it's got a good TDP power ratio on your laptop for the 3080, you'll kick ass. There won't be much that you won't be able to play and do, and all your Unity and everything, as well as everything else. That kind of spec laptop will kick the ass of anything. To put things in perspective, I'm putting together a minimum spec VR rig. I am putting together a minimum spec VR rig, and that is going to be based around a GTX 970, a 4670K CPU from 2015, 16 gigs of RAM, and it should handle Beat Saber and playing on thingy. On VRchat. Yeah. Some laptops have really good cooling. Some laptops don't. It's all due to the design of the laptops. Like if you can get a Clevo laptop, a modern Clevo-based laptop, they kick ass for cooling. You don't need all the shiny and all that you get these days. You just need a laptop that's got efficient cooling pipes. That you can have really good cooling in a laptop if they put the time and effort into it, and not turn it into just a gaming machine for half an hour. Yeah, which isn't the best. HP laptops are not the best, sadly. Even the Legion ones are better for cooling. PC Specialist laptops are really good for cooling. They have really good cooling, and they use a really nice set of what is it? Thermal paste in their laptops now. So you can knock off 5 or 10 degrees easily if it's same spec, depending on the actual thingy. So yeah, see, that's the thing. If you don't do proper cooling on a laptop, then it's going to have to thermal throttle. So you're going to lose all the power that you had anyway. You're going to lose all the horsepower that your laptop had if you had to thermal throttle it. It's like this. Look at, yeah. I mean, it's like look at the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck has freaking phenomenal cooling. It's amazing when you think what I'm doing on a thing, something the size of this. Yeah, yeah. A basic cooling pad can kick ass. My Steam Deck is. I've used it for so many different things now, AAA games and everything. And as long as you don't do stupid things with it, like wrap it in wool, it's got phenomenal cooling inside it. Yeah. And of course, Bertie's here. Bertie is here wanting a love. Aren't you, baby? Good boy. Carol is in a normal place asleep. Asleep down there. And because I'm getting rid of all these bits and pieces, I'm making more room for retro PCs. Yay. The funny thing is, there's a lot of, if you want to pick up a Quest Pro at any point in time, the best place to get a Quest Pro at the moment is eBay in the UK, because lots of idiots bought it for gaming. And as anybody can tell you, the Quest Pro is not meant to be just a gaming system. It can game on it, but it's a production, it's a business, it's the whole ecosystem of the XR and that, but it's not focused towards games. You can game on it, but it's not its primary function. So people bought it and says, oh my god, I can't do more than 90 hertz on it, so I'm going to. So lots of people are selling the Quest Pro at half price on eBay because they bought it as a gaming system and then decided I can't use this as a gaming system. My sausage is cooking. But for what I want it as a backup VR headset with really high definition lenses and the ability to use XR and permanence and set up that kind of thing. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Raspberry Pi are way expensive these days, sadly, but if you've got one, they're perfect for a retro gaming rig. Like they kick ass, they really do. Nice thing about the Raspberry Pi is you can basically use it, take out the card, and you can use it for something else. You can turn it into a desktop. You can turn it into anything. If I've got any money spare, yeah, they did. Yeah, the 8 gig. As you're welcome. We're just chatting about technology and that. Yeah, the 8 gig model. If I've got any money spare after I've got the stuff I want to pick up, I might try pick up a Raspberry Pi. I do love them. They're amazing. I mean, you hook up a 1 terabyte SSD to a Raspberry Doggies are just having a special moment. They saw someone go past. But let me see if I can find it on eBay. Yeah. I've got a 1 terabyte that I used to use with a 1 terabyte retro Pi that has like 50,000 games on it and it works beautifully on it. But I had to sell my Raspberry Pi. I had to sell my Raspberry Pi a while ago to make money. See, now I don't sell anything that I could have use of. But back then I had to. It's a little mini computer, a board that you buy, a Raspberry Pi. It's gorgeous. Oh, and you can do so much with it. You can turn it into a Plex server, you can turn it into a NAS, you can turn it into a desktop computer, multimedia system, and so many other things. A retro gaming system. The Retro Pi is amazing. The Raspberry Pi. So let me just go on to here and just see if I can bring this over here so I can see better. Go on to eBay and show you what I want to buy as a Raspberry Pi. Something like there, because it looks so cute. That's that's one of the ones I want to buy on eBay. Well, they might not send that properly. I want a little mini case like that. A little mini cases. Or this. Ah. There's this one that's got pretty good reviews, but this has got a built-in board as well. But let's face it, I just like the shiny. It looks shiny. I want it shiny. I want a little. I want a little. But I'm probably more likely to buy a Raspberry Pi if I can get hold of one and build a case around it myself with a 3D printer. Well, I do think that one, some of those cases are so cute. La di da 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 da. We are having fun and happiness. So the plan for today is to try and fix my Hyperspin retro system on my main computer and wait for the courier to come to pick up the parcel, the rest of the parcel, and then I've got to pack up 2 more items because they've sold. Ooh. You can do so much for with a little Raspberry Pi. And an excellent intro for anybody who wants to learn coding or to create things. You can use them to make robots and walking robots and wheeled robots and everything like that. So much fun that kind of technology is. Trouble is, it used to be really cheap. You could get a Raspberry Pi 4 for around £50. Now you're looking at £150 because people have the shortages and everything, and everybody wants to buy one. I wish I hadn't sold mine. Mine was only the 2 gig version though. But yeah, I'd like to get the 8 gig version. I tell you, yeah, you can do so many things with them. They make it great for automated systems. I tell you what, a lot of people forget is a really good, and I mean a really good retro system is something like this. This is my Samsung Tablet 8, the new one. It's not the Ultra, it's the basic one. But this has got more. This will play up to like PS3 games. The freaking emulators on one of these. You can turn this into an amazing retro system. And the thing is, because these are second-hand now, I bought this second-hand, couldn't afford it full price. But I got this for under £200. And like these were like £800, £600 when they first came out. So a Samsung S8 is still one of the best tablets you can get. And damn, does it play games well. Oh my god, it can play anything that thing can. Got really powerful processor and everything in it. Tablets do make, once again, you can make retro systems out of a tablet. And you've got a built-in display then and a good sound system. We love technology, don't we? It's like, it's so awesome to be into technology. Especially these days when things are evolving so much and changing so much. It makes me so excited for the future. For what's going to happen next. For what we're going to get next. I want them to plug me into VRchat permanently. I wonder if you could set a retro Pi. I wonder if you could set a Raspberry Pi up to administer IV nutrients and fluid. Oh yeah, you can Bluetooth a controller to it. Yeah, you can use it as a proper thing. It kicks ass. You can also plug it into an external monitor or into your TV, and you can game full 4K retro. And it doesn't even have to be retro. I mean, I've got proper full-size games like Baldur's Gate and stuff like that on there, and Icewind Dale, the enhanced versions, and KOTOR 1 and 2, all the classics. We kick ass. We kick ass and we have fun. On the run. Yeah, I mean, you can Bluetooth a keyboard and mouse to it as well and turn it in, especially because it's a Samsung. The Samsung has the DeX system, which is the most awesome piece of. It really does turn the tablet into a desktop, and that can be gorgeous as well. I've even streamed on that. I have streamed on my tablet in the past. It kicks glandiferous factors. We kick ass, we do, because we... Ooh, that's the sausages done. The sausages are done. It's the beeping of the sausages. It is the beeping of the sausages. Yeah, you're in my kind of age bracket. Yeah, mine was one of those. I think mine was a... Oh my God, was it a... Oh God, the old Amstrad 512 or something like that, based around the 8086. Really crappy ones with the gem or something operating system that was icky. And before that, I had a compact. And then I built my own. My first built PC was a 286. This one I actually built myself as a PC. I had lots of computers before that, at Spectrums and so on, but that was the first one I actually built for myself. Take the lid off. Get the things, grab hold of them. Sausage. F1 is cooked. That's so much better and get rid of a lot of the grease. Brilliant. That's that part done. If that part's done, it's time to do the rest. It's time to get the gravy going. Gravy, gravy. Right. Yeah. 286. Yeah. The 286. The nice thing about the 286, which a lot of people don't realise, is the 286 is when you actually built a 286. I don't know if you saw the same. My 286 was a Philips, and it had basically a completely unlocked BIOS. You could ruin the computer by pressing one button. There was literally nothing that you couldn't do. You could change any setting in the BIOS. It was completely meant for hardcore changing. There was no limitation, no safety net in the old Philips BIOS. It was like you could press a button and basically screw your computer completely. Awesome. Awesome. How that you were in that situation. Because back then they didn't think that any person who wasn't into tech would go into the BIOS. So they didn't make them. They weren't very user friendly for a long time, but they weren't that the way they were when they first came out. BIOSes were like, yeah, you want to be able to do this, you can do this. I've told the story about my 386, haven't I? Where I was a poor student and I built this 386 for gaming. Well, I was supposed to build it for actually coursework, but I built my 386 for gaming and I didn't have enough, and it was the first CPU I had that needed a heatsink. Most 086 PCs didn't need a heatsink. So, yeah, they were freaking amazing. And sadly, a lot of them will have been sold for scrap. That's why you don't see many of them around, because of the gold content. And so my 386, when I got all the parts, I didn't have enough money for a heatsink. So for 6 months, my 386 was cooled by this, by basically, I literally angled one of these little cutlery knives on top of the heatsink and the case, and that was the heatsink for the CPU. That was the heatsink for the CPU on my 386 for 6 months while I was at college. And it worked. It was enough metal because they didn't run like ours do these days. Yeah, old technology is wonderful. It's wonderful to be able to talk to people who've been around it. I mean, people think that our age people, not just, I don't know whether you see it as well, but I see it a lot as well, that most people, they assume that because me and you are old and that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I had to upgrade when I wanted to play Comanche Maximum Overkill. That was the first game I ever had that I had to increase the memory on my computer. I was so mad. I was so annoyed that I had to increase the memory on my computer. 1 meg. You had to take up 4 megabytes to play Comanche Maximum Overkill. 4 megabytes. But a lot of people assume that because we're of a certain age that we won't know anything about tech. We know more about tech than most of the people out there because we grew up with it. We actually we've used batch files, we've used DOS, we went through the entire thing. We have gone all the way back to the start and we know all the basics of everything that came before. Yeah, oh God, the voodoo. Yeah. Those were monster cards. The voodoo cards were absolutely crazy. Crazy that voodoo cards. I mean, like, there's people now who use computers who've never used a ball mouse, who haven't had the joy of having to take out the little rubber ball from a mouse and clean the gunk out of the rollers. People don't know how lucky they are to have optical mice these days. Optical mice are like wonderful compared to what we had back then. Yeah, because the damn things seem to attract every bit of hair, every bit of dust in your room. It doesn't matter. They seem to have a gravity to attract everything. And you can always tell, couldn't you? Because as you tried to move it, you'd have those little bumps, though, as if you were going over speed bumps in a car. You know that I've got to clean it again. I've got to take the ball out and clean it and get the thing in it, try to get rid of the gunk that's got on the wheels. They don't have any freaking idea of what we went through to bring the technology that we've got now. Now, it's wonderful to be able to talk to people who've been through all that as well. We need to remember where all of this stuff came from. We need to look after games. Yeah, we need to look after games that, like we do other antiques, because there's so many games that are being lost in that. This is why the retro scene is seen as such a good thing, and why I hate Nintendo so freaking much. Because Nintendo coming down on all the people who create retro stuff and that use that. We need this backup. We need the history of all of this to see. We need original Doom, because if you see, look at the original Doom, you see the pathway from there to the of today. We need all the stuff like the old Half-Life, the original Half-Life when that came out, and the enemies actually seem to have AI and counter your tactics and that, and it should be in a different direction and show things that we haven't seen before. We need to remember all of this. Yeah, Nintendo is like Apple simple. It's a completely closed system, and I've got lots of Nintendo games on my actual retro system because through Nintendo, I'm not going to let them stop me. But it's horrible that they don't support it. It's like I think every single MMO should be allowed to be reverse engineered because all the past massively multiplayer online games that are being lost when they shut down is a tragedy. It should be classed just like an antique. All those hours lost, all those player files, the people that played it in the 90s, the early 2000s. It's like EverQuest, EverQuest and all that, the precursor to all the other games out there and online. All of those hours spent on those games, they should commemorate and freeze the servers and have a copy of the server that's got all the player files and all of the history and every kill that's happened there, all the statistics there, so that you can log in one day, see what was like back then. We need that. That's why I always really think it's a good idea that we get people that call this reverse engineering in that. Yeah, I'm against both Apple for the way they do it. Now, put the food out. For the doggies. I show you my food is getting. And I'm going to just give the dogs their food before we end this. No, I haven't tried Doom in VRchat. My fault. Okay, let me put the dog food out. All right. The innovation VRchat is amazing, and the thing is, people forget that VRchat is based on Unity. So basically, any game out there that can be translated to Unity, you can, in theory, run in VRchat. Yes, you have certain limitations, but right, so the doggy's food is almost done. Carol! Doggy's food is done. But yeah. We are awesome. It's been lovely to spend this time talking to you. But I am going to go and eat now. I hope you have a good day, good night, good evening. And I always love speaking to you, Dark Jules. You're always a wonderful person to chat with. So bye bye for now. Bye bye.